Sometimes you have to be a little firm, and it's just very real. Um, I, I used to chase people in the corporation. I would sit there for hours and creatively, um, you know, create scenarios of what makes sense by being with it, and it did make sense because again, and it was always between the individual and their personal life. It's always the personal life comes first, which I understand. But you come to a certain point, and I see this in people, to where they do get it. They do see what's going on. They see what's going on with the world, even the world itself, which is huge. We have a huge demonstration in front of us. We really do. And people see it, but yet they still just like pretend it's not there. And it's like, well, it has nothing to do with me or the government will handle it or whatever. Hey, it's the government that's doing it. They're right in your face. And where do you have to go? You have nowhere to go. Everything is a continuation, and it's only going to get worse. So if you don't figure something out, you're going to have nothing. That's just how it is. So again, the world is very fortunate that we're here. And I would, it should be realistically what makes sense. I should be even more supported than I am. Here's Harry and Joni. They got millions to deal with. When it comes to finances, I don't. I barely make my rent. Is there something wrong with this picture? I'm the one that's bringing the real thing here, and a lot of people just attend and they don't even care about supporting what I'm doing. But I support them and I support the whole world. This is what I do every day, all day long. And so is it that what I'm doing has no value? Is that it? And that baloney out there, and basically the whole world's baloney, it has value. And everybody will, work their 9-to-5 boring drudgery jobs for the establishment and pay the corporation and all that time. And all those people that have come from the corporation, lots of times they hesitate now. It's so funny, and they're getting the real experiences on the real side by using the new you if they're focused. But again, a lot of people have to go through their tap lining too and their attitudes, and I've seen it. And if they just be patient and they start to focus and get involved with what's taking place now, because again, they're bringing in what seemed to work in the past, and it's not working. And it's really, really when you go back to about 1970, 71, it hasn't worked since then hardly at all, except for those people that are very intent and sincere. Oh yeah, they had experiences and what have you, and with Darwin and Harold, etc. Yeah, the boys held up a lot of things for certain people, but realistically it wasn't there. Yeah. And Claudia can profess to that. She was one of many that were there, but a lot of people didn't see it, or they didn't want to see it, which I understand. This is part of our nature here, and to eventually recognize that. But eventually, and myself too, I've been through a lot. I've been through a whole lot, because we have to deal with this creed itself. And it's okay. Life sees that, and it keeps, life is what it is, so it keeps presenting to us. And the boys do the same thing, just like a parent. A parent sees the children. They're not doing things. A 1-year-old child just can't get up and make the bed and go potty all the time and do it perfectly or whatever. These little mishaps happen. And really, they're kind of humorous. And it's fine. We don't beat the kid because he doesn't, he misses his mouth with the spoon. We don't beat the kid. No, that's some people do. But that's ridiculous. You kind of have fun with it and giggle about it. And so the boys do the same thing. But you as the parents see that the intent is there for the child to want to learn. And then some children don't. But again, even those people that come all the way through all this, they still hesitate. And that's where it gets funny. And so, yes, I used to chase people. I don't do it anymore. It's almost like if I had $5, I'd give them $5. Here's $5 for the bus. Take the next bus. Bye. The thing being is that, you know what? I don't want to deal with them. I really don't. I give people a chance. You know what? I don't. I don't have time anymore. The world's dying. I'm totally focused on the people that I'm standing real with. Yeah. I don't focus on the boys. I see life as an islet. I focus on the people here that have stepped up. That's who I focus on. Not all the people that attend the Skypes, but those people that step up realistically. That's who I focus on. And the others, figure it out. Everybody's got to figure it out. So you got to take the risk. Yes, that's why, I created the risk taker idea. And that is that, yes, you have to. Yes, throw caution to the wind. The heck with all that. Stop being afraid of anything. Just do it. Do something. I cross the street almost every day on PCH, busiest street around here. It's 100 feet across. I go against the red light. I dodge cars. And sometimes I just barely miss the cars. Yes. And then I just say to myself, risk taker, I do whatever. I go out there in the surf. I almost drown half the time. Actually, last night it was cool. There was a couple of seals out there. I saw it as the seal of approval with what I'm doing. There was 2 seals out there. It was really cool. They were about 10 feet from me. Sometimes I see the dolphins. And the lifeguards are telling people to get out of the water. The riptides are dangerous. I'm the only one out there. Sometimes I'm 100 yards out. But it's like, whatever, And then there's signs on the beach that said, oh, sharks being spotted or whatever. I still go out there. And it's Fukushima water. I still go out there. I still do it. I do everything. What's my life worth here? It's worth nothing unless I can present this. And so it just really gets down to it. So you either do it or you don't. And there's no in between. That's just how real it gets to be. So again, can't say it enough times. The planet is dying. The food we eat, the air we're breathing, it's all nano. It's all through everything. We only have so much time. And when you pass over to the real side, you're going to have the same attitude. And for most people, they're going to be afraid. And when that point comes, if it's an earthquake or if it's a tornado or if it's a big tsunami here, somebody has to mute.
Liliana. Mute, Liliana.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
If people would come onto the Skype already muted, it would help. So whatever's going to happen in here, because they have HARP and whatever, and they're hitting the plates here, they're hitting the plates everywhere. Okay, we can get tidal waves here, what have you. And so I'm ready for that. I have to be ready for that moment. I'm not in La La Land here. Or if it's going to be the National Guard walking down the street. I have to be ready for that. Because this is it. This is a warring planet. The military owns this planet. The political system. It's very real. And again, like I saw in Waking Times, and just waiting for the, you probably see it on the 6 o'clock news. It's there's going to be mandatory vaccination. Get ready. The kids are already getting it. Everybody's already getting it. Okay? And what's that going to do? It's all poison. They want to poison everybody because they can make robots, they can make synthetic people, they can clone. They don't need the people that can think and imagine for themselves. They don't need you anymore. You're not needed. So you decide to step up or whatever. Again, there's no La La Land here. You're fooling yourself. There's no La La Land. And everything traditional, that's just baloney to keep you trapped here. Yeah, because the isness is always new now. That's the best position, but you have to take the time to recognize it, and you're not going to find it in school. You've really got to pay attention now because you've went through all these lifetimes, all these millions of lifetimes to get here to really recognize this. And this is where the projects and the focus on that really helps, step at a time. So that's what we're doing, Charles. And yes, I'll write something on this too, the real risk taker. I'll write a little 1-page for the fun of it because I just wrote one on the new school, the university and the Vessel project. I just finished it here, and I'll put it in the Skype here for people too. Yeah, the first is to read the books, do the new you. Okay, you start off with that, but then from there you step it up is what you do. You just don't stay there. You step it up. and you get out there and you start to talk to people or you do something creatively. Val and Kelsey, they have listened, they have stepped up. Claudie does, customer service, she stepped up. Chris, etc. Sam here, etc. Ava, we've been together over 3 years doing this, touching the world every day. Every day we do this, and really keep Kelsey and Val busy. And Val's out there, every day almost. He's talking to people, getting signing petitions, passing things out. They set up an event, and everything else that we have going on. And so again, this creates a momentum for you to where when you're ready to leave this world, because it can be at any moment, but it's not about leaving the world, but realistically, it can happen any moment. And I don't care if you're 20 years old or whatever, anything here can happen. And it will. It is going to happen. Because they're going to make sure that it does, and it's already in the consciousness. So, we've already got microwaves through everything as an example, and so there's nowhere on the planet that you're not affected. We're all in the microwave matrix grid here. That's just how it is. And so for the most part, most people will be held subconscious, and many people have, just like the ones that went through Fukushima, they're in huge shock. They got lifetimes to go through that. And then they'll produce more lifetimes from that. That's how it is. So if that doesn't scare you, what will? Because you're going to be coming back, and the boys can't drag you into the real universes. You got to figure it out. You have to recognize that you have to earn your way. That's just how it is. Just like a soldier, you got to earn your stripes. Just because you can sit in the general's chair doesn't mean they're going to give you the general's stripes. Not at all. Yeah, you may have the opportunity, but they're not going to just pin the stripes on you. You have to earn it in your own way. And so, there's many steps to this, and as I see it, there's really no end because it's endless. There is just no end until you stand as a full radiant being of light. Then you're not. You're in the body worlds. You're here, but at the same time, you're here, you might say, to do something real that benefits everybody. That's part of your learning course also. It's just not the me idea as it was in the corporation where it's all about me. Oh, you're the membership. Oh, it's all about you. Okay? No, there's a bigger picture. You got to get past that too. You got to stop thinking so much about yourself and get beyond yourself and see the world and see the whole of life and all the levels and creation and all the real universe. You got to see everything and learn to stand real with that. Yeah, that's what the new presentation really is. Yeah, so it gets more real all the time. And so, when the vessel is built, there's going to be a lot of people on the dock, but everybody's not going to be on the vessel, you might say. Because I'm only going to pick certain people to support, and those that haven't stepped up and they just have attended, well, that's it, I'm not supporting people that don't support me. And so the thing is that, and support what we're doing. So that's just very, very real as to what's coming. So yeah, you have to earn your way. You got to strain yourself a little bit. Hey, you got to suffer a little bit, like we all do. That's just part of it too, Like mothers, they take on the biggest thing. They suffer a lot with the children. And many times the husband doesn't see it. They're with the kids all day long and they're just ripped and drained. And the husband comes home and says, well, you've been here all day. What's the big deal? Well, heck, I would rather, I remember when I raised my daughter, I'd rather be out there working, because just to be with the child all day, that's a lot. That's huge, to be the mom as an example. And at the same time, now that you know about this, well, you got this too. So you're juggling many things. But this is how it is. You do it or you don't. So, and we're here for everybody. That's the best part. And the boys are there for you. You just got to pay attention. You got to do something.